Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
It doesn't change through that performance. It was just a bit disappointing when we had that platform to go in and finish the job.
Showtime deal, thank you. The Showtime deal, was there a contingency, Joshua, Wilder?
No, not at all. No. We'll fight Molina on the 10th, then we'll fight Klitschko, and then we want Wilder after. So, obviously, Wilder's a Showtime fight. It's a huge fight for Deontay Wilder. It's the biggest fight out there for him. I think he'd be receptive to that fight as well.
And talk about the Olympic pedigree. You have an Olympic champion, Clarissa Shields and Andre Ward. Talk about the complexity of your boxing game, the intricacies of your game, combined with having that Olympic experience.
Well, the pedigree is important, but it doesn't always make you a hungry fighter. The guys that have had the blessing of coming through a system where they're funded can sometimes take the hunger away from them. Clarissa Shields, a great fighter. We've got Katie Taylor, Olympic champion, debuting next week. Andre Ward's a very skilled fighter, but it doesn't, just because you've won an Olympic medal don't mean you're going to go and achieve in the pro game. But anyone with that pedigree has immense skill, and if it, normally the cream rises to the top.
What type of opponent are you looking for Luis Ortiz in December? Someone a little bit more offensive?
Yeah, I think, like I say, probably looking back, maybe we should have gone with someone more offensively minded for the last week. But I just expected him to deal with Malik Scott in 3 or 4 rounds. We're looking at a few guys, maybe a Brit. Obviously, it's a show in Manchester as well, so we want probably a 10 rounder on December 10th, and then move into a big fight in March. Josie Parker. I don't know a lot about Andy Ruiz. Like Andy Ruiz, it's just because aesthetically he doesn't look great. Otherwise, but it's hard to sell, because if I match Joshua with Andy Ruiz, it may be a credible fight, but to the casual fan, all they do is look at Andy Ruiz and say, this is a joke. But it's not a joke, it's a good fight. Like, you'd think that in Auckland, Joseph Parker, it's a long way to travel. And actually that's when you look back at like Luis Ortiz last week. Don't forget, he flew from Miami, he's never done that before, and all these different things. So I'm not sure how Ruiz will travel for that fight.
How'd you land on Eric Molina for Joshua? I know the Klitschko situation, but some people would say like Deontay Wilder fought him first and Deontay Wilder left over. So how'd you land on?
He gave a very good fight with Deontay Wilder. He hurt him badly in the fight, went 9 rounds. Obviously we wanted Klitschko, that couldn't happen, but he's IBF number 8, he's WBC number 8, and more importantly, I spoke to him and he kind of sold himself to me. I know he will put every ounce of his soul into that fight, and they're the kind of hungry guys that we need to fight Joshua. I'm expecting him to go in and knock him out within 6 rounds.
Eddie,
but I think it's a solid test.
Eddie, was the decision properly given to the right man tonight?
I believe so.
You believe so?
Yeah, but everybody's, I'm asking, Paulie Malignaggi said 1 round to Andre Ward, and then like Dan Rafael 3 or 4 rounds to Kovalev. So everyone's completely mixed. I just thought that Kovalev won the rounds wider, the rounds that he won. But I just felt that, Ward stole a lot of rounds, and I didn't think Kovalev did enough in the last 6. I thought he threw the fight away. I heard Kathy Duva said that he hurt his hand. That would make sense, because he didn't look that.
Yeah.
He didn't look desperate, did he? Like when the going gets tough, when you're in the 9th and 10th round, you'd expect the corner team to go, this is getting close now. You have to put your foot on the gas, and he didn't do that.
Now, if you were promoting Kovalev, how would you bring him back? Would you bring him back to an immediate rematch?
Yeah. I mean, I one of the media guys say that there's a rematch clause. So great, I think that's the best fight for both of them.
Eddie, what exactly is the situation with the Joshua Klitschko fight? I mean, is that fight going to happen next? Or
yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, we've got Molina on the 10th, and we're just finalising the venue and dates now, and then we'll do that fight in April.
Really?
Yeah.
Joshua aesthetically just looks like plays the role of heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he's a great role model.
Look, he's got the charisma.
He's got everything. And I believe he can go on and be one of the best heavyweights of all time. But he's got, it's only his 18th fight. So people, he's got Charles Martin in his 16th, Brazil in his 17th, Molina in his 18th, and Klitschko in his 19th. It's not bad going.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a little hard to convert us American fans, and the American fans are loving him.
Yeah, well,
they're
they will do.
accepting him.
We want him to be over here, and we want the Deontay Wilder fight. So hopefully we'll be here sooner rather than later.
Are you concerned about Anthony's experience level on Lewis?
I am. Yeah, I mean, I saw some stuff Lennox said about Molina. I was disappointed with his comments because I think the Molina fight is a solid test for the 18th fight. He was good enough for Deontay Wilder to have a good fight with. So why isn't he good enough for Anthony Joshua? Or do you think that Joshua is just this unbeatable god, and he's on another level to Wilder? Because Wilder's had 30 odd fights, 38 fights.
35,
So
36,
and he boxed him in his 33rd fight, 36th fight. So the fans want things now. They don't want it next summer. They always want things now. So we have to do what's right. We have to progress him at the same time. He won a world title before he was supposed to, but we have to deal with that. And like I said before, Charles Martin, Brazil, Molina, Klitschko, Wilder. That's exactly the right route we need and the right pace we need to go at.
Is that hard to find that balance when you have someone like Anthony Joshua who is so popular?
Yeah, and he'll fight. He was the one that when we had Charles Martin, it's easy to say now, that was an easy fight. But at the time, he was 30-0, southpaw, 6'6", and the trainers were like, he'd like that in 2 fights time. And Joshua went, no, I'm fighting him now. And same with Klitschko. Maybe we need 1 or 2 more. Joshua, no, I'm ready to fight Klitschko now. So he has the confidence, but all fighters do. It's up to the management teams and trainers to say, whoa, let's go to the right place. But when you're world champion, it's a lot more difficult. Otherwise, we could just pop over there and have a 10-rounder and back and forth. But we're in world championship fights, and the fans, the broadcasters, the pay-per-view want to see him in the big fights.
You mentioned that if Anthony does fight Deontay Wilder, you want to see the fight over here. Is there a reason why you'd want to have the fight over here as opposed to in the UK?
Just because I think he can dominate the US market as well. And what better way to come over and knock out one of your champions?
You said Joshua's going to come over for the Gall
fight. Yeah, he's going to come for that fight and do a bit of showtime. But listen, we've got to beat Eric Molina on the 10th. And I know he's a big favourite to do it, but he's still got to get the job done. And Molina is dangerous. He's got plenty of heart, and he will have a go. And whenever you have a go, whenever you commit as a heavyweight, you're dangerous. So he's got to knock him out.
Thanks,
All right, no worries.
Really quick question here. Let me get one quick question. Sorry. Let's talk about what fans want. Clearly, it's Gennady Golovkin versus Canelo Alvarez, but you've mentioned Carl Froch will fight Triple G. Is that fight going to happen next year?
I don't think so. I think Carl's retired. He's definitely curious about the fight, and there is a part of him that would love to fight Golovkin, but he's nearly 40. He's been retired for a couple of years, and I think we should leave him on the sofa doing his work for Sky.
All right, thank you.
No worries, cheers, mate.